How do you go about writing a book? Do you know the ending and work backward, or write as you go and see how it goes? I personally, I did this at Sony. I do this with everything that I write. You know, I've written screenplays before, all of it. I start with an outline. And what an outline is basically just the events. So an outline is this happens, this happens, this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be like a vague idea of what the story is. That'll usually be like a page. And then I will pick out who my main characters are and what is important for them in each of those journeys, and then start writing. And everything changes from the outline and the characters. Things will shift as you like start writing and you go, oh, that doesn't work anymore. Oh, this is a better idea. But I start with an outline for everything for sure. I have to steal out what Sam Lake's job? I don't know if I could do that. Do I have potential future game stories brewing in your head? Right now I'm just thinking about Layers Deep. I actually do have that story down. There are things I need to figure out about like beats of where to tell certain things, but I know what the story that I'm trying to tell is, and I know how we can make it lean into gameplay. There's a thing that I'm quite passionate about, and I say this with a caveat. So if I have any agenda in game development, people assume I have all these fucking woke agendas at Santa Monica Studio. Didn't do shit that was woke, okay? If I had any agenda, my agenda be that I feel strongly about telling as much story as possible in an interactive way. Keep players out of cutscenes as much as possible. That's not to say that I don't like games that have cutscenes. I think that there is a place for those and that they can be incredible and beautiful and they're really cool. I just personally think it's such an interesting thing about the way that storytelling works in games. Papers, Please. What a great example of gameplay focused storytelling. I just really I feel very passionate about that. So my whole thing is like, how do you tell the story in a way that complements exactly what the player is doing in action at that time without taking controls away from them? So the same would apply to Layers Deep. My agenda is gameplay focused storytelling. If I were to be a game director, it would be gameplay focused storytelling. Obviously working at Santa Monica Studio, it's a lot of cutscenes in a lot of their games. It's a very different thing. Still very, very fun to write for. Probably easier to write for, but not the thing that I am super passionate about where making games is concerned. So can't be Half-Life type beat. So like, does Half-Life do that? Yes, but Half-Life really just locks you in a room and lets you walk around. I don't mean that. I mean much more complementary, that you can, that ideally the thing that is happening for the player is the same story that's being told at the same time. Half-Life, you can be being delivered a bunch of information while you're jumping around locked in a room, right? The cohesion. It's the cohesion that I'm after. You know what I mean? We need cohesion. So that is the thing that I feel really strongly about. But that's, again, not to say that I don't think cutscenes should exist or that games can't have them and be awesome. I just think it's a really interesting challenge of storytelling with games, and it's a thing that I really want to explore. And so I shall. With Layers Deep, wishlist the game on Steam.